You know, as a drummer, there are few things that once you figure them out, you begin to feel like you're among the big dogs now, and you're gradually becoming a pro drummer. For me, what made me feel that way is this particular thing I'm about to show you guys today. I learned a lot of rudiments. I was applying them, but there was a problem. I learned the rudiments, learned the applications, and I was satisfied. Whenever I get to watch pro drummers play really amazing stuff that wow me, they ask them what rudiments they used, and they mentioned the same rudiment I just practiced and the same rudiment that I play. But what they are playing sounds nothing like mine, sounds a million times better. It took me a while to figure out what they were doing, but when I finally did, it was definitely one of my happiest moments as regards to growth in my drumming career. Now we have three primary ways to make a rudiment sound different from its conventional approach. First, we have orchestration, then we have substitution, then we have displacement. But I'll be focusing on displacement today because it seems to be ignored a lot. But if you want me to cover the other two parts, let me know in the comment section and I'll make videos covering those aspects. So I'm going to start off very basic. A lot of us know this simple pattern.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
So you might be wondering to yourself, what did I change that made the same thing? Just in case you don't know, it was the same thing I was playing. I was playing the same. Only I changed it and began to play it at different points. Now let me introduce you to something very quickly. There's something called the 1EN counting system. Do you understand? And so when you play patterns, when you play rudiments, you naturally start on the 1. That's how most times we play. You start on the 1. But what I discovered, and that's what displacement is about. They have different forms of displacement, by the way. But basically, when you want to displace a rudiment, instead of starting on the 1, you can choose to start on the E. You can choose to start on the R. You can choose to start on the N. So we have 1ENR, 2ENR, 3ENR, 4ENR. Do you understand? So basically what you do is find any of them. What I did in this first instance was I went from 1 to R. Do you understand? So I went from 1ENR, 2ENR, 3ENR, 4. Watch it now. 1ENR, sorry. 1ENR, 2ENR, 3ENR, 4ENR. 1ENR, 2ENR. You see, it's going to take you a while to get hold of it, but make sure you get your metronome to understand this one properly.
1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and
So we have 1 E and 2 E and next we have to start on the E now. Watch it. So 1 E and 2 E and
3 E and 4 E and 1 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 1
E and
2
E and 3 E and 4 E and
1 E and 2 E and
1 E and 2 E. Are you seeing what is happening here? So our kick that is boom boom is coming in. If you're starting on the 1, it's coming in on 1 E. You're starting on E, it's coming in on E N. Starting on N, it's coming in on N R. Do you understand? So on to the last one, R.
1
E and
2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and
So I'll play all of them fast now and you see how it sounds.
1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1.
So amongst all those ones, for me, the R just seems to come naturally. So I have fun with it a lot. So
1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 4 1 2 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2.
So the next next instance where we can apply this thing and you see how it changes this rudiment is the single paradiddle. The single paradiddle is basically... So what we're going to do here is we're going to go from 1 E N R and you're going to see how it changes this rudiment and how you can have fun with it. 1 E N, 2 E N, 3 E N, 4 E N, 1 E N, 2 E N, 3 E N, 4 E N, 1 E N, 2 E N, 3 E N, 4 E N. You see? So we can also move from there to 1 E N. So 1 E N, 2 E N, 3 E N, then we'll go to R. 1 E N, 2 E N. So play them together and faster. Sounds something like this.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.
So the truth is you won't always be using all of them except you choose to. But you can just choose some that comes naturally. You can have a groove and try to just come in on the R or the E, anyone you feel like coming in on. Do you understand? It sounds so beautiful.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So you see how we played the same rudiment but sounded different. Just simply we displaced it from where it should have come out. And this is something you see a lot of pro drummers do a lot. Now speaking of pro drummers making use of it, I want you to watch this video right here. Now what Calvin Rogers played in that video right there is a 6-stroke roll. You might not believe it, but that's true. What he did there is that he displaced the rudiment. First of all, he rearranged the rudiment and he also came in on a different spot other than the one. So you'd have heard him play something like this. So what's the 6-stroke roll first of all? The 6-stroke roll is right, right, left, left, right, right, left. But what he did there is he rearranged it. He started from the 4th note instead. So instead of, we have, do you see? Right, right, left, left. You see, so that's one way you can also displace a rudiment. You can decide to turn it. I've taught that in a previous video. You can decide to turn the rudiment around. You get. So he still applied what I said there. He came in on the E. So see how that sounds. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E. 1 E and 1. See? And it's something you hear him do a lot. So I have a bonus for you guys also regards to this displacement stuff. You know the double stroke rule, very simple. So do you know with the double stroke rule, you can also displace it. So one fun thing I do with my double stroke rule is I always put my kicks together with the first 2 notes, the right hand notes. Sounds something like this. You see? So we can also mess around with displacement with this one. So I can choose to come in on the R, I can choose to come in on the E, just any part that feels comfortable. Just learn how to not always play the conventional way. It will change the same rudiment that sounds very easy and common to everyone. It's going to sound very different when you just play around with the entry. So I strongly believe this little tip is going to be very helpful to you, like it was helpful to me when I discovered it. Just have fun with it. Make sure you're not rigid. And there's a lot of things you can create out of this. I'll be waiting to see the amazing things you guys can create out of this. I'll see you in the very next video, guys. Peace.